Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stasia and I'm following a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet, oil-free, based on the recommendations of Dr. John McDougall's book called The Starch Solution. If it's your first time here, my channel is all about my own plant-based health and weight loss journey, as well as helping you with yours. I share a lot of what I eat in a day videos, recipes, and of course, anything that I'm learning that's helping me on my plant-based weight loss journey, I am here to share with you guys as well. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Also, if you're looking for a little bit more guidance or support with this whole food plant-based way of eating, then be sure to check out my Facebook group. We have over 2,000 members in there that are active every day. So we would love to have you. I will leave the link in the description box below, so be sure to check it out. And lastly, I'm still busy working away on my recipe ebook. That should be coming out fairly soon. It's going to have all of my recipes I've ever shown on my channel in one convenient place, so you don't have to go searching for them anymore. So be sure to stay tuned for that. It is on its way. All right, enough chit chat, let's get into it. Okay, so it's been about 6 months or so since I've been following this whole food plant-based way of eating, and I'm actually going to give you guys a more detailed update in probably the next video or two, just to be able to share with you guys some of the ups and downs that I've had. But with that being said, since it has been 6 months, there have been a few things that I've learned that works for me and that don't work for me. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss the top 3 things that I have personally found helpful to expedite my weight loss. In the last month or so, I've started to see and feel some changes happening again because of the 3 things I'm going to share with you guys today. So with that being said, here's number 1. Preloading. Now, I know you guys have heard me talk a lot about this lately, and I'm probably going to continue to talk about it because today I'm here to tell you that it works. For those of you who aren't familiar with preloading yet, I do have a video where I go into great detail explaining exactly what it is and how to do it. So I will leave the link in my description box below, so be sure to check that out. Now, for those of you who have been following me, you know that I tried my best to stay away from the scale, partly because I'm scared of it and partly because I'm trying to build a better relationship with it. But for the sake of preloading, I did weigh myself when I started to preload, and I just weighed myself a couple of days ago, and I am happy to say that the scale has said that I have lost 6 pounds. And I also want to point out that's not preloading with every single meal because, come on, if we're being real, that's just not possible always. But I would say it's maybe 3 to 5 times a week that I try to get those preloads in. Sometimes it's a soup, sometimes it's a salad. I find with the warmer weather coming, I'm starting to crave the salads a little bit more, but either one works. And aside from the weight loss, I feel considerably fuller, guys. Like, it has made such a big difference just in that category alone. One of my problems when I first started eating like this was that I wasn't following the sequence of eating the non-starchy first and then eating the starches last. I would just be starving and want to go straight to the starches, and I feel like I was overdoing it a little bit on the starches. So I feel like ever since I've been kind of retraining myself to really start with those non-starchy vegetables, and more specifically in the form of a big soup or a big salad, it is making such a difference because seriously, by the time I get to those starches, I am already, I'd say 50 to 60% full, and I'm definitely not eating as many starches as I was before. For some, I know they have said that they can eat as many starches as they want and they can still lose, but everybody is different, and for me, that was not my case. So I've definitely had to kind of figure it out and tweak a few things along the way to get things moving. And I finally kind of feel like I found it, like I hit it on the head finally. So I can't encourage it enough if you are not losing, if you've maybe hit a plateau, even worse, if you've gained weight, then be sure to check out my preloading video because I definitely feel like it's worth giving it a shot to see if you can get things moving again. Okay, so number 2, simplify your meals. I cannot stress this one enough. Take it from me, from someone who actually likes to cook. I actually like to explore new recipes. That was actually one of my downfalls. So when you try to kind of overwhelm yourself with this recipe, that recipe, you're watching this person on YouTube, but that person too, and all these things look so delicious and you just want to try them all. You want to buy all the ingredients at the grocery store. In the end, you can actually do more harm than do more good trying to do it like that. Forget the elaborate recipes. In some cases, forget the recipes at all. Keep it really simple. If you like potatoes, batch cook a ton of potatoes. If you like rice, batch cook a pot of rice. For the preloading, you're gonna batch cook a huge thing of soup or make a huge salad. Keep things as simple as possible. I'm actually gonna go grab my list that I have hanging in my kitchen. Every time I go to make a meal, I kind of just refer to this list so I can see what my top favorite 4 or 5 foods are. So it just kind of takes the guesswork out of what I'm going to eat, but I'm gonna go grab that just 1 second. Okay, so I just went and grabbed it. As you can see, the tape is still on there. I just kind of peeled it off. So this is gonna be backwards for you guys, but just really quickly, to give you an idea, my breakfast, I have a handful of my favorite things I like to do for breakfast. And then lunch, I have my preloading super salad, dinner, preloading super salad, and then just a small list for each of them of my favorite foods I like to eat. This takes the guesswork out of it. This is not what someone else likes or a whole book of recipes or anything. I narrowed it down to my favorite foods that I like, that I can make in maybe 10 minutes or under, that I can have the stuff already prepped and ready to go. So this is what I recommend doing. It really, really helps to keep things as simple as possible. Honestly, we're creatures of habit anyways, so just pick your top 4 or 5 favorite meals, rotate through those throughout the week. It's going to save on your groceries. It's gonna cut down your time for prepping and cooking. It is honestly the best thing you can do to help yourself with this way of eating. Oh, and one more last thing. Make sure you like the food. I don't know how many times I hear people complain that they don't like what they're eating or that they're trying to eat how someone else is eating, but they're not a huge fan of it. It is super important to like your food. So I want to add that. Not only make a list, but make a list of your favorite foods eating this way and rotate through those. All right, so let's jump to the last but not least, third thing you can do to help you lose weight faster. Prep your ingredients. Now, you'll notice I didn't say meal prep because there's a little bit of a difference here. Sure, you can meal prep and have all your meals made in advance. Some people like to do that, but that in itself can feel a little bit overwhelming too. I recommend prepping your ingredients. It's the washing, chopping, and prepping that can be time-consuming and just unappealing. So if you have that part already done, you have your veggies washed and chopped, you have your onions chopped, you have your potatoes already made, you have your rice already made, that's good enough. If those things are ready to go, you are so easily going to be able to whip together a meal in under 10 minutes. And when you're starving, time is everything. I actually made a video on how I prep my ingredients, so I can be sure to leave that link in my description box below. But it honestly makes a world's difference. If you are just getting off of work and coming home, or you're having to feed your kids and still having to make your own meal if you eat differently from other family members, that is going to be a huge game changer for you if you already have your ingredients ready to go. I can make a huge, gorgeous salad with all my prepped, chopped up ingredients, dump them all on a plate, and there you go. I have a salad in what, 30 seconds? And then reheat some potatoes. There's a whole meal in like 2 minutes. The more prepared you are, the less likely you're going to be tempted to eat other foods. And trust me, when you prep those ingredients, your future self will thank you. Those are my top 3 things that can help you lose weight faster. Preloading, simplify your meals, and prep your ingredients. Okay guys, so again, be sure to check out my preloading video, also my video about how I show where I prep my ingredients, and stay tuned for a future update with me, as well as all my What I Eat in a Day videos. So if you are new here and you want to follow along my journey, as well as get all my tips and tricks that I'm learning along the way, then be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.